Join me this October where I'll be celebrating Halloween. 31 zine reviews in 31 days. Joining me will be my friend Beanie. Welcome to another edition of Halloween. How are you doing today, Beanie?
You're funny.
I think you're funny too. Today we're going to be looking at Dead in the Water by Reese Carter. It's by Exalted Funeral and compatible with Mothership. So let's just do a quick look. Here's some art. Not too sure exactly at this point how it correlates with the actual adventure, but it's looks like by Ruby, and fantastic. Dead in the Water by Reese Carter. So right off the bat, you see there is a ship hull that you can take a look at, various cabins, and a shuttle, which is in the same place as the reactor on the next level. And you have 2 engines, electrical, medical bay, cargo, mess hall, armory, water closet, and the command. So let's go. How do we use this? We've got writing by Reese Carter, editing by Jared Crater, illustration by Ruby C and Jez Gordon, cartography by Jez Gordon, and layout by Christian Kessler. And Sarah and Ruby for special thanks to Sarah Ruby who worked on this project. So this is what happens. This is the premise. The PCs discover a ship in the middle of nowhere, emitting no distress signals, showing no signs of life, its generator and life support in standby, and one of the 2 escape shuttles remaining. So how to use this module? So the crew discovers the ship. They receive the distress signal, Mayday, 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 SOS, SOS, Mayday, Mayday. The only information from the signal is the approximate location. The signal can only be turned off from the command center or by destroying the backup generator. The ship is found sitting motionless and quiet on an asteroid. It's lucky the crew has found it before anyone else, and there might be some good salvage on board. There are 2 options for running this. Clean, which represents a quiet ship, no signs of struggle, everything just a little bit too perfect. And then messy represents a fight between the Tarcza and the crew of the Tarcza. The amount of bodies seems like too many, but most of the crew made it into the shuttle. The horror is the gore and battle scars all over the ship. The Tarcza is a fearsome alien life form whose power should be shown to an extreme extent. Cool. So the Tarcza is a cargo freighter, capacity of 40. Destination was Epsilon 14. And just some details on getting into the ship and the lighting in the ship and the membrane of the ship's interior and just the atmosphere. And then it goes on to showcase the different areas within the ship, reflecting the map on the front and a brief description there. And if you're running it clean or messy, it gives a description. So that's good if you wanted to run it either way. The jump drive section, once again, you've got the clean, messy description. Each one, armory and the life support, the cargo bay and hallway, and the mess hall and the med bay. So very, very kind of functional, very just kind of, this is what your party is going to find. I don't want to get too into the details for spoilers, and also just I think the adventure that probably would flow out of this is probably going to be driven by the characters themselves and their actions. So it's kind of tough to get a sense of how the actual map flows from that, but you can see that there's different descriptions for each one. And let's get into the monster, the Tarcza. It's a small amorphous blob with the ability to shapeshift into a near perfect copy of anything that it is cloned. So we're looking at the Thing, essentially. It turns into a near perfect clone. It envelops an organic creature and then spreads out over it using its cloning ability to completely copy the creature's appearance. The target is suffocated and attacked while inside, and they must make a body save. And it talks about its membrane, its attacks, its behavior, and its weakness, and its goals. So here's some clues that the players might encounter. Captain's log. Found within the computer system, the command center doesn't have it doesn't have to be the captain's log, but the last entry reads, "We shouldn't have picked them up. The parishioners who called themselves the Chosen Ones, I swear it was them who was responsible for the deaths of Evelyn Anton. I thought I saw those 2 days after they were supposedly dead. Whatever these parishioners are, they are now among us." So approximately 5 days before the events of the captain's log, a ship was broken down with a distress beacon going off nearby. After we docked with them, we were greeted warmly and thanked. There were only 3 of them aboard the ship. From the looks of things, they hadn't had much food or water over the past few days. I'm surprised that they had lasted as long as they did. They say that they are the chosen ones, that the Lord of the Suns will save them, that we were sent by this Lord. The ship's name was the Shining Light. And their manifest said that they were on their way to Gordon's Ring station for a holy quest. And then there's some security tapes, which is the crew is running away from other members of the crew in the mess in a gunfight. One of the crew members pops out of a vent and consumes another one. Their body splits in half from their pelvis to the top of their head, and they lunge forward with a large serrated mandibles flicking out from a split, cutting and slashing of the victim. The monster finishes consuming the crew member and then turns to look at the camera with the same face of the now dead crew. Its mouth splits in half and its tongue extends into a sharp, thin point, smashing into the camera and turning the feed to fuzz. Cool. So we've got a nice little condensed Mothership adventure. And for those that would like, you can get, I think there's a free version of Mothership that's got most of the details in there. And I know that they obviously had a successful recent Kickstarter that made quite a bit of money for Tuesday Night Games. And I'm one of the people that contributed to that. So I'm looking forward to actually getting my box set in the near future. So Mothership, Dead in the Water adventure, check it out. Don't forget to register to win a $200 store credit, as well as the recently announced other editions, which is Long Winter and Rune Cairn we're throwing into the mix, and there will be more prizes as we get closer to Halloween Day when we do the big draw. So sign up at daikugames.com.
Happy Halloween, ladies.